And joining us in the studio now is Tom Djokovic. Tom is the CEO of XsunX Incorporated. XSNX is their stock symbol. It's been a while, Tom. Great to see you.
It's always great to be back, Don. Thanks.
Now, of course, we've been talking with your company for quite a number of years, but in the last 2 or 3 years, you've really moved into the solar installation business in Southern California, which, as we've said before, lots of businesses here, lots of commercial enterprises, lots of sunlight in Southern California. How's it going?
It's going real well, Don. We've seen the number of proposals we're going out with really start to ramp up. Number of calls coming in is starting to ramp up. I think a number of things, we're getting near year end, so people are looking to try to still get this year's tax benefits, and then also people planning going into the first quarter next year. So, you know, a lot of times on the commercial side, we start talking to someone, day one, and it could be typically 60 to 180 days later, we finally get something in place after it's gone through all the various different approval processes. But it's good to see the volume pick up the way it has.
Well, it's kind of interesting when you invited us last summer to one of your installation projects on location. We went out there and got to see it being installed and going through that. But you had a really interesting story about how much the owner of that building was saving as a result of your installation. Can you relay that again?
Well, I believe that particular installation was approximately, the cost per month was around $6,000 is what their utility, and they were going to offset 100% of their kilowatt hour fees. There's obviously a monthly minimum, a few $100s, and there's what's called demand fees are still going to be there, but I think when it was all said and done, it was about a 75% savings for that particular client. That's just year one, and it just goes up after that.
And of course, you were able to show them over a short period of time, relatively short period of time, that the system actually pays for itself.
Oh yeah, well that happens to be in an area where they still have cash incentives, very aggressive cash incentives. So combined with the cash incentives, the federal tax credits, the offset to utility costs, I believe the payback on that system and in that general area of Orange County, Southern California, was approximately 3 years. I mean, that's 100% payback.
That's amazing.
It is very amazing, very amazing.
Now, we had a conversation a few months ago where you were starting to explore the residential market. You haven't really mentioned that much in the last few weeks, but why don't you tell us, I guess you kind of bring that back up again.
Well, yeah, we actually started to move into that area, got some loan programs in place, but we're just having a little bit of a challenge with them. Some of these loan programs carry fees, things like that, and it's hard to really do business without adding that onto your proposals, and then you can get priced out of the market, or you're just overpricing the client. So we shopped around, we found another firm to work with, no types of dealer fees, things like that, so we can price deals straight. Great interest rates, really good packages for our clients, terms up to 15 years, so we decided to go ahead and really put a program around that. We've retained a lead generation company. They don't call out and bother people. People call them, then they pass the leads on to us. And we're looking to have that start to really kick in maybe around next week and start ramping up on that side. So we're excited about moving into that residential side and hopefully starting to see some infill there on the residential revenue generation side in addition to the commercial side.
Well, of course, in Southern California, specifically in Orange, San Diego County, they've closed a nuclear power plant. That jumped electricity rates almost immediately. So you have a willing audience, so to speak.
Well, absolutely, and it pencils. You know, the only limitation to solar is just really coming to the grips that you're essentially prepaying for a given amount of electricity, and then once it's fully paid back or used up, you essentially have free electricity. And quite frankly, your utility bill, there's nothing being prepaid there. You're never going to see a return on that. There's no appreciation. There's no value increase to your building, your home, or whatever. So with solar, you see all those benefits. So it's really one of the better investments you can make today.
Now, so you're basically saying that, like you have been doing in commercial installations, for residential installations, you can show a definitive period of time where the system will actually pay for itself. And then, as you mentioned, from that point on, the electricity is almost free, if not entirely free.
Absolutely, Don. Absolutely, yeah. Residential takes a little longer to 100% recoup, but really what you're doing is you're just diverting the money that would have gone to the utility into either now prepaying for the system in cash or getting a loan. You know, a $300 offset of a bill, and you replace with a $150 loan payment. You're still $150 a month ahead, and the other $150 you're paying the loan company is actually going into building an appreciable asset on your home or your business.
Looking forward to seeing this story develop even further. It's really been fascinating. Once again, the company is XsunX Incorporated, XSNX is their stock symbol. Tom, congratulations. Great update as always.
Thanks, Don.